Hello, this is Mr. Friel. Today's SWABAT is find the lengths of sides of right triangles using sine, cosine, and tangent. This is lesson 10.8, Trigonometry Intro. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry comes from two Greek terms, trigon meaning triangle and metron meaning measure. The study of trigonometry involves triangle measurements. What is sine? Sine means the length of the opposite leg divided by the length of the hypotenuse. Sine is abbreviated as SIN, pronounced sine, not sin, which is equal to opposite over HYP is short for hypotenuse. To remember this, we use S for sine is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. We pronounce that so. What is cosine? Cosine is the length of the adjacent leg divided by the length of the hypotenuse. Cosine is abbreviated to COS, and that's ADJ, which stands for the adjacent leg divided by the hypotenuse. We abbreviate this as CAH, C-A-H. What is tangent? Tangent is the length of the opposite leg divided by the length of the adjacent leg. Tangent is abbreviated to tan, which is the opposite divided by the adjacent. And we say this as Toa. To remember the whole phrase, we use Soh-Cah-Toa. It's a similar way to remember things like we've done in the past, like PEM does. So these are the acronyms that we want to know. Example 1. Find sine L, write as a ratio, and decimal to the nearest hundredth. So our first step is to notice angle L is right here. We have to remember if we're looking for the sine of L, we have to use sine is equal to SOH, which stands for sine is opposite over the hypotenuse. So the opposite of this angle, if we go to the opposite side of the triangle, would come over here to an 8. So as you come out of this, this is the opposite. 8 is the opposite. Your other two sides, this one is touching the angle on this side, and that's 5. That is the adjacent side. Now, this side is also adjacent, but it's a special adjacent side called the hypotenuse, which is the long side on the right triangle, which is also opposite the 90-degree angle. So if we want to find the sine of L, we need the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So we'll see we write that as 8 divided by 14. If you enter that on a calculator or do some long division, you should get 0.57. Example 2. Find the cosine of L. So we're looking at the same angle L, and we remember Ka for cosine. The cosine is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Pause the video and try this one. Well, the adjacent side is this side here, which is 5. 5 divided by 14. So we write that as a ratio, and when you solve that, you get 0.38. Example 3. Tangent. Well, the tangent is Toa, opposite over adjacent. So we're going to go from L, and the opposite side is all the way across from L, which is 8, and the adjacent is the side that is touching L but is not the hypotenuse. So that's 5. So this is going to be 8 divided by 5, which is 1.6. In review, just remember this phrase, Soh-Cah-Toa. Good luck.